All right, looks like we're live. Hi, everyone. I'm Kara Lyons, and I am here with Jessica Labby also tonight. And we are going to go through, well, we've got a couple things to talk about tonight. We have a list of ideas that you can use to get started while you're waiting to begin your business with LuLaRoe. And then I have some other stuff that I just want you to know about LuLaRoe and the company, things to think about as you're waiting to get started. I know that it's a really, really exciting time for you guys. How many of you have onboarded, or not onboarded, but how many of you are in the queue, meaning you've submitted your paperwork and fill your Audrey link and have your sponsor and all of that? Go ahead and use the chat to let us know who you are. I hope it's a lot of. If you haven't yet, just keep in mind that a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight is geared towards people who are in the queue. But, so you might have other questions you need to your sponsor to get going. And, then hopefully a lot of this will apply to you also. Either way, I want to give you the confidence that waiting for your turn and waiting for your inventory is going to be so worth it. And there's so much that you can do in the meantime. And that queue, let me just tell you guys, this is something new to LuLaRoe. We've only had this long within the past month or so, and that's because the growth has been so exponential. And in order to better serve everybody, that's why LuLaRoe has slowed down the onboarding process so that they can get orders out in a timely fashion and continue to serve all the consultants who are already working with LuLaRoe. So it's a great thing, and it gives you time to be prepared and, not feel like you're just jumping into everything all at once. So we hope that you can use these few weeks to, get supplies that you need and make a business plan and just learn as much as you can about our company and our team so that you are prepared to start. So this is kind of new for me. I feel like I'm going back to my corporate days. I made a PowerPoint, you guys. It's been the first time in a long time. So anyway, I'm going to share that with you guys and go through it. And Jessica is a new consultant, and she's on my team, and she just really impressed me with her own to-do list and her motivation while she was waiting for her inventory. So she's going to share her experiences too. So here we go, and I'm going to try to share my screen here. All right. All right, so applicably, I called this Ready, Set, Row. And all right, so what we're gonna talk about tonight, some things that you need to know. You have to figure out who you are. We want to help you get set up on social media, sharing some education and resources with you and letting you know about business supplies. And then I'm going to talk about some of the etiquette and ethics we have in our LuLaRoe family and some highlights from our policies and procedures, and give you some tips for success. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I started with this quote here. Actually, okay, so just because I'm paranoid, I'm going to cross out of this for a minute and just ask you guys if you were able to see that PowerPoint, because I just want to make sure. Could you guys see it? Jessica, could you see it?
I did, yes.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to go back to it because I didn't want to keep talking and then all of a sudden come back to the chat and have everyone be like, oh, we couldn't see it. So, all right, I'm going to go back. So here we go. All right, so I just wanted to throw this quote up here. All roads that lead to success have to pass through Hard Work Boulevard at some point. Just want you to know when you're thinking about joining LuLaRoe that this is definitely work. It is fun work, but it's not. The clothes aren't just gonna. The clothes do sell themselves, but you do need to put in some work. There's inventory management and time management, and all of the people that you see that are doing really well at this. We just want you to know that we don't take it for granted, and we want you to know that if people are working hard, and especially if you're a customer that are working with these people. Understand and appreciate the time that they are putting in. There's a quote that we often use. We say people don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. So I threw up some pictures here. Something you can do while you're waiting to onboard is really dial into what we call your why. I think what I have found every time I go to LuLaRoe trainings and talk to my team members and see what's going on with my team members. We're all more successful when we're driving our actions back to our why. So, I think it's fair to say that money is, a big reason for a lot of people who are getting involved with this. But, it has to be more than that. Your customers have to know you for you and why you're doing this, and they're going to appreciate that and want to support you. So there are so many answers that you could give here, but I put up a picture of family. That's my family, my husband, and my 2 kids. I always knew that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom because I didn't love my corporate job. And this gives me, the chance to be home with them and, really provide significant income and, spend a lot more time than I, with my kids. And then I was looking for different images for like making people's day and freedom. And I just thought, this girl on the beach with the balloon, she kind of captured that. So a lot of people are probably joining because they want some sort of freedom. And, with LuLaRoe, though, you can really help people and make their day. So I kind of liked that picture. Getting set up on social media. So we suggest that you can go ahead and set up your Facebook group. It's really important across all your social media platforms to use your first name and last name. So like LuLaRoe Cara Lyons, or my Facebook group is LuLaRoe with Cara Lyons. And what that's going to do is make you easily identifiable to your customers. You cannot claim a territory. I'll admit, when I first started with LuLaRoe, I was actually the first in Massachusetts, actually the first in New England, and I called my Facebook group LuLaRoe Massachusetts because I thought, oh great, everyone's going to come to me. But when we started to grow more consultants, that really wasn't fair. So everyone was asked to update their Facebook group names to highlight their names. So now I'm LuLaRoe Cara Lyons, and then I have dash Massachusetts, just to show people where I am, but by no means to be claiming any sort of territory. And we don't really suggest using anything cutesy either, just because you want your customers to be able to find you easily.
Hey, Cara.
Yes.
I think we're stuck on the quote page.
Oh, let me see. Does that change anything for you?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I just can't go full screen for some reason. But you can see it now, LuLaRoe,
Yeah.
you, and setting up your Facebook group?
Yes.
Okay, great. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we suggest setting your Facebook group to closed and set it so that admin must approve members. That way you can filter out spam requests. And please invite your sponsor to your group. Some consultants create a Facebook page too. There are some definite pros and cons to Facebook pages. I only have a group. I find that I get plenty of interaction in my group, and I really like that it has a community feel where a lot of people can post. With a Facebook page, the posts do not automatically show in the feed of everybody who likes your page. And something else you can do while you wait is to create an album of the LuLaRoe styles that you're going to be carrying. So you can start to upload some of those stock photos, or even include other, if you own a lot of LuLaRoe, start posting your selfies so that people get a sense of the styles that you like. Beyond Facebook, so an Instagram account is a great thing to have. It's a fun place to share your photos of your outfits daily, and Periscope is a great new video broadcasting app. Some people are selling on Periscope. You don't have to do that. You can also just use it to show when you're opening a new box, or give a glimpse of what a pop-up looks like. And it's just really nice because your customers can really get to know you through video if you're comfortable with that. We also suggest setting up a separate email account for your business so that people can find you that way. And I know that in Gmail you can forward it to your personal account. I'm sure you can probably do that in other platforms too. All right, so education or resources. We have a lot of stuff that you can do while you're getting ready. I was looking for some quotes, and I thought that this was great. So this is Audrey Hepburn, obviously. And our back office system, you may have heard, is called Audrey. And this says that nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. So just remember that, there are definitely going to be blocks along the way, little bumps in the road, but, everything works out in the end. And, when we just trust in this, LuLaRoe has our backs, and they, really are providing everything they can for us. So, everything is figure outable too. So while before you get your onboarding call, once you've set up in Audrey, you will get access and you can take a spin around there. So what you can do in Audrey is you can order inventory, you can do your downline, and you can process sales. And actually, we are required to process our sales via Audrey. One of the steps you'll need to do is like add all your inventory and get set up and make sure the pricing is accurate. You can ask your sponsor for a document we have with steps on how to do that. Check out this tab for doing a new sale where you can add items to your cart, and then you can either send people an invoice or check them out via cash or card. There's also an app that you can use on iOS devices for checkout at parties. And there are different reports tabs where you can see your invoices, your paid transactions, and the deposits that have been made to your bank account. It's also a good idea to make a small sort of like fake transaction as soon as you get access to Audrey, just to make sure that your checking account is linking properly. So like you could just ring yourself up for one pair of leggings or something like that. We also have a reading list for you, and you should ask your sponsor for all of these things. So we have a getting started with Audrey. So that's just kind of my little step-by-step on how to add your inventory. Our price list is very important. It's often referred to as MAP, or minimum advertised pricing. So everyone is required to use these prices for their online sales, and we highly recommend them for your in-person sales as well. Definitely talk to your sponsor about that. And I definitely recommend you read the policies and procedures and the etiquette and ethics. So those are things you're going to want to ask your sponsor for. And then you're probably going to be added to some Facebook groups. Once you onboard and place your initial order, your sponsor may have her own Facebook group, and then she may also add you to mine, which is the Wicked Rower group, and that of my sponsor Amanda, her sponsor Jillian. And then there is a Skirt Associates main Facebook page for all consultants, and there's a lot of official LuLaRoe announcements there. Another thing you can get started with is we have a great resource called the 72-hour game plan. So basically, you're going to want to commit to treating your business like a business. The more you can commit to that idea, the more successful you're going to be. So we suggest writing a list of 50 names of people that you want to let know about your business. So whether you're going to, invite them to a pop-up, ask them to host a pop-up, all that good stuff. So you can start writing that list of names down so you can have your contacts ready. And I do not suggest that you book any official pop-ups because you don't know what day you're going to have your inventory. But if you can have a list of very interested people who will commit once you know, that's going to be great. All right, so you're going to need a lot of business supplies to get started in LuLaRoe. Business cards. There is a site called LuLaRoeCustom.com you can check out. There are also images available for download in our back office, so you can just like download those and order through Staples.com or Vistaprint, stuff like that. You may consider doing a loyalty program, which you could ask your sponsor about, which if she does that for hers. It's usually some rendition of buy 10, get 1 free. Some people have little variations on that. Some consultants also send out postcards with care instructions and their exchange policy. You're going to want to buy garment racks. I find that a double garment rack is more than enough in the beginning. We suggest investing in commercial grade racks. People that have bought cheaper ones generally feel that they need to replace them after a short time. You're going to need items to store and transport your inventory. So we use like a combination of large plastic bins. There's these really great blue IKEA bags. If you don't have an IKEA near you, you can get them on Amazon. Some people use garment bags. A lot of us use the 31 Gifts utility totes for our maxi skirts, leggings, stuff like that. And you're going to need hangers. So a lot of people ask how many. I would just say, look at your initial order and kind of figure it out that way for how many pieces you're ordering. You're going to need skirt hangers and dress hangers. Sometimes you can get free ones at different stores if you ask. And velvet hangers are probably the best, but plastic hangers are great too. I actually have used mostly plastic hangers, and just now I'm kind of switching over little by little, mixing in those velvet hangers. Another thing that you should do so that you can find out when your packages are coming to you, we don't get a notification directly from LuLaRoe. You're going to want to sign up for a UPS My Choice account. And when you do this, you can get an email notification and you can have an app on your phone to track your packages. A lot of people ask about expenses, and you are right to be concerned about this because, you know, you're carrying inventory. It's kind of a big deal. For best results, you should speak to an accountant who can show you how to keep track and will let you know what counts as a business expense. At a minimum, like if you're not meeting with an accountant right away, that's okay. But at a minimum, I would start some sort of spreadsheet or log and just be tracking all of your business expenses. And you know, save your receipts, or, you know, there are apps out there where you can scan and save electronically. Another organizational tool to have is a party tally sheet. I have one in my Facebook group. You can ask me for it. You can make your own. You can ask your sponsor. But that's something that we use at parties or, you know, after an online sale or whatever to tally up what you sold so that you know what to order. So shipping, LuLaRoe has developed into an amazing online business with such great opportunity. And, you know, it's going to be your responsibility to ship out all those items if you're selling online. You're going to want to sign up for a service like ShipStation or ShippingEasy.com are two popular ones that will allow you to print labels from home and will allow you to ship either priority or first class. You're going to want label paper, or if you don't use label paper, you can just use regular paper and, you know, stick your labels on with packing tape. And for shipping first class, you're going to need a postage scale, or just a kitchen scale will usually work just fine too. And when you're thinking about shipping, you're going to want to get familiar with priority and first class. So priority mail is great for anything over 16 ounces, and you can get the envelopes and boxes free from USPS.com. You just go on and order them. They ship free to you, and you just pay when you create the labels to ship the goods. And for anything under 16 ounces, you can usually ship cheaper via first class mail. So for that, you're going to want to go ahead and order some poly mailers, is what a lot of us use. You can get colored ones on Amazon, which look nice. What should you charge for shipping? Well, it's really up to you and what services you want to provide to your customer. I would say it's easiest to charge some sort of flat rate if you are charging shipping. So you could charge $5 across the board if you wanted, and that would sort of, you know, average out the cheaper and the more expensive packages. Some consultants also give free shipping or free shipping over a certain amount. So with that, I am actually going to pause and let Jessica talk about what she's been doing in the meantime while she's waiting for her inventory.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I was so excited to get my inventory, and I had no idea when it was going to come. At first, I finally figured it out. But the very first thing that I did was I created a Facebook group, a closed Facebook group. And I didn't invite anybody to it. But the second thing I did was I created a Facebook event, and I invited anybody that I knew that would want to know what I'm doing in my life, and anybody that I knew that loves LuLaRoe or I think would love LuLaRoe. And I made that event into an announcement, letting people know what I was going to be doing and giving them a link to my Facebook group and saying, hey, if you want to see what this is all about, join me in this group. I'm going to be giving away a free pair of leggings as soon as my inventory comes. And so this created a lot of hype. And so every day I would give people updates about what was going on and got everybody excited. And it really, really helped to create some excitement to the point where people are trying to book parties with me. And I wasn't ready for that, but I did anyway. And so by the time my inventory came, it was a little bit of a whirlwind, but I am so grateful that I had the patience to just get myself prepared, because once my inventory came, I was able to go boom and just start. And I did 3 parties in my first week as soon as my inventory came, and I'll tell you how that worked out. But I did wait a couple of weeks for my inventory to come, and it was torture. But I'm also a yoga teacher, and I had to remind myself that, you know, what suffering is life as we know it times resistance. And I was being resistant to the fact that I did not have my inventory right now. But I also had to remember that, you know, the peace is in the present moment, and what can I focus on today in this moment that is going to help me later? And can I cultivate that patience to take those steps needed so that when my inventory does come, that I'm going to feel so confident to move forward right away. And that's exactly what I was able to do. So my husband and I, we did all sorts of research, you know, what kind of rolling rack do we want, and talk to other consultants about what they've done. And it really helped, because I feel like if I had gotten my inventory right away, I would have rushed right out and bought a really cheap rolling rack. I wouldn't have made the best decisions on all of the supplies that I got. And so I had the time to really talk to other people and find out what they did. And my husband and I had a chance to talk about who's going to do what and how he's going to support me in my business. And so we really had a system down. So by the time my inventory came, so my inventory came on a Monday, actually last Monday. So I've had my inventory for 8 days. So my inventory came on Monday. I had a super busy day. So I came home that night and I did a box unveiling on Periscope. So I got people excited that were in my Facebook group, and I had kind of bribed them. And I said, you know, you have to join Periscope if you want to win those leggings. So I did the box unveiling, and then day 2, I had a Facebook party that I did not expect to have. It sort of happened last minute. So I'm like, oh no, I have such a busy schedule with my work. I own a business. And so my husband and I created a system to take all the Facebook pictures. And I got home that night. He had everything set up for me. I did my Facebook party, and then we did invoices and shipping the next day. And then Thursday, I had another Facebook party, because I figured I wasn't planning on doing Facebook parties, but I figured, so I had pictures, so I might as well use them from my other Facebook party. So I had my second Facebook party on Thursday last week. And then on Friday morning, I had my third Facebook party. So I was getting ready. We were packing up stuff from Thursday night and getting invoices out. And while my husband was finishing that up, I went and did my in-person pop-up and at the yoga studio. So that was a bit of a whirlwind of a week, and I never would have been able to pull that off had I not had those 2 weeks to prepare myself. So I was really, really organized in everything that was happening, and my husband and I discussed, you know, how everything was going to play out. And so, yeah, it totally worked out. And I even had people, you know, it was so fun. This was my total LuLaRoe moment that I had last week. So I own a yoga studio and I teach yoga, and Kara has come to my studio a few times and done pop-ups. And so everybody loves LuLaRoe. And I have a woman who has never been to a pop-up, but she joined my group and she saw what LuLaRoe was about. And I hadn't even talked to her about it. And she came to me and she said, Jessica, when your stuff comes, I need you to bring me some stuff to try on, because my husband just surprised me with a cruise to the Bahamas for our anniversary. So I asked her size. I found out her favorite colors. I brought her a bag full of LuLaRoe clothing. And after the yoga class, she went and tried stuff on. I had no mirror at the time. I wasn't prepared in that way. But I told her what looked good, and she believed me and bought a bunch of stuff. Like 3 or 4 outfits she bought without even looking at herself in the mirror to see what she looked like. So she trusted me to make these decisions for her, and she was so happy with her purchases. And that just made me feel good that she felt good. And yeah, so it's been an amazing 8 days.
That's awesome. How many pieces have you sold, do you think? Or do you know?
I have no idea. So that was one thing that I wished, and that I wished I had gotten more organized with was, and I did familiarize myself with Audrey, but I wish that I had created more spreadsheets for figuring that sort of stuff out. Because had I realized that things were going to happen the way that they did, I probably would have ordered even more inventory sooner.
Yeah, so you've probably gone in and reordered already, right?
I have 3 orders coming now, so.
Yay. It's like, it's the best. Like once you look at your little calendar on the UPS, and so you're like, that is like one of the best parts about being a consultant. You're like, oh, like UPS is coming, UPS is coming.
So I think the most important thing that I learned from this experience is to really map out, okay, when are my pop-ups? How long is it realistically going to take for my order to arrive? And am I going to have it in time for that pop-up? That is not what I was thinking about. I have a pop-up this Saturday, and I have what I have, and I'm going to make it work.
Oh, you're not freaking out.
I'm not freaking out because you know why? I could have said, you know, I'm not going to have all those pop-ups last week because I have a pop-up this weekend. But there were so many excited people. I just didn't want to let anybody down, and I was involved in the excitement. It was just so fun. So I have plenty of inventory left, and you know, I don't have as many leggings left as I would like. But
they'll buy the other stuff. They'll be forced to try on the other stuff.
I was surprised at how in love people were with the perfect tees and the Irmas and, you know, the dresses. And, you know, I'm showing them how to wear Cassie skirts around their neck. And yeah, it's a blast. So I don't need those leggings to have a successful pop-up.
Right. That's a really great point. Because, you know, I'll be honest with people, like we've gone through phases where something is out of stock or shipments are delayed, and some people are going to freak out, not Jessica, because she's awesome. And actually, I didn't even tell her to say that. This was a surprise. You know, you don't need to freak out when there's these bumps in the roads of, you know, something, you know, not being available right away or whatever. People don't know what you don't have, and they get excited about what you do have. So if you are out there, you know, acting like, you know, which everything you have is awesome, which is true, you know, and you don't let them know what you're missing, they're not going to know. And you just have to get them excited, you know, but to try on what you have. So.
Yeah. And, you know, another woman made a point. She said she came to the studio where I was having the pop-up, and she's like, you know, I'm not interested in leggings. I already have the leggings. I've purchased so many leggings. I need tops to go with the leggings that I have. So yeah, I sold a lot of Irmas and perfect tees, and yeah, it was great.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna go on because, and I think that there were some good points that were a nice little segue. So LuLaRoe is not just about selling clothes, and it is not just about, you know, slapping those pictures up on Facebook and, you know, expecting them to sell. There's more. I mean, we are about more than just clothes. We have a culture, a family. We are about making people's days and treating people with respect. So I just kind of want to go into a little bit about that. You know, just let you guys know what to expect in that regard and all that good stuff. So some highlights from our etiquette and ethics and policies and procedures highlights. So, you know, as consultants, we all want to respect each other's businesses. And yeah, I know that you guys might not all be able to see the words here. So yes, these slides will be made available to the consultants to share with their new recruits once you have decided to onboard. So yeah, we can definitely make this available once you decide to onboard. And this is really important. I take this to heart. It was really important for me to share this as part of a getting started with LuLaRoe guide, because when I started, well, we actually didn't have an etiquette and ethics document. It's you know, come about in the past year. But I always truly felt that treating my team members and fellow consultants with respect, you know, and to me that meant never trying to steal customers, always adhering to, you know, fair and same pricing, that these were all really important to everybody's success, to their success and to my success. I felt it was really important to never do anything that would bring anyone else down, because, you know, it's really important that we're all doing the right thing to create value for the brand. So just remember that we are representing and building a brand here with what we do. And, you know, it takes all of us to make that happen. Okay, so on social media, we would like you to be a positive light on social media. So You know, and this is like on your regular, you know, personal page too. You don't want to go like airing your dirty laundry and complaining about things, because, you know, a lot of your friends are going to be your customers, and then your customers are going to be your friends. And just remember that they're always going to be attracted to your why. So if, you know, they're attracted to you when you're a happy person. So just remember, you know, think about things that you're posting on Facebook and other social media. Hashtag LuLaRoe. It's really important that you only use these on quality styled photos that represent the brand. So you don't want to put it on your, you know, bathroom selfies, and you are asked not to use hashtag LuLaRoe on any for sale posts that you post on Instagram. And when other consultants have contests, so if you're in their Facebook groups and they have a contest, or LuLaRoe has a contest on Instagram, please do not participate in those, because they're often meant to thank customers or build business. And in terms of being in other consultants' Facebook groups, first of all, if you're someone that's been shopping a lot of consultants and they find out that you have become a consultant and they remove you from their group, don't be surprised or offended. It's not all that uncommon, and here's why. Because sometimes when consultants are in others' groups, they will message them and ask to pay wholesale. Don't be that person. If you're shopping for something because you love it for yourself, not for your customers, you don't want to go shopping for your customers, but if you find a piece you love in someone else's sale, expect to pay retail. You never want to message another customer, like on another consultant's group. You know, you see somebody asking for something and that consultant doesn't have it. Don't go messaging that person and saying that you do. That would be stealing a customer. And you can't post your link in another consultant's group either. You know, this goes back to what I was saying about playing nice to everybody and respecting everybody, because this really goes a long way in building our brand and attracting people to you and your business. You know, it's really important to uplift other consultants. If you see someone doing something that you think is wrong, first of all, you know, don't go on the attack. You just want to assume innocence and have that conversation with them, because sometimes people don't know what they're doing, might not be right. And that's okay. We're all here to educate each other. Never, again, go, like this relates back to the, you know, other customers and hostesses, just realizing that we share customers, and, you know, don't message other people's customers or hostesses asking them to book with you. One thing I, you know, tell people early on too is that you kind of need to develop a thick skin and realize that we do share customers, because they will shop around based on patterns. So if you can just accept that and embrace it, it's going to be, you know, better off in the long run. You may not have, you know, a lot of customers that are fully 100% loyal to you, but the idea is to have regular customers. You know, I tell a lot of my local girls, if you have like 4 or 5 local consultants that you can shop with, you probably have a great selection. So, you know, I understand that they're shopping from other local consultants too. And regarding recruiting, if this is something that you're interested in, and let me just say, I never ever expected to build a team. I didn't go out and purposely try to recruit people, but you know, they end up, you know, people see that you're successful and doing well with this, and they come to you. So if a potential recruit approaches you, you first want to ask if she's been talking to other consultants too. Because again, you don't want to be accused of like stealing from another consultant. You can say to her that if it doesn't work out, you know that you're happy to help her. And no offering incentives to new consultants either. Regarding home office, you guys, we love home office. I tell people, like, every time I get off the phone or an email with them, I'm just like, wow, they're some of the nicest people. And then I hear these stories that consultants are calling up and demanding things, being mean to them. Please don't be that person. You know, they are our partner. They're here to help us. A lot of your problems can be solved by going to your upline trainer or coach first. So, you know, definitely talk to your sponsor and their upline to see if a home office call is necessary or if we have the answer for you. Other resources would be, you know, the policy documents, Facebook groups that you're in, etc. So inventory and pricing. You are going to receive items that you don't like. Jess, did you receive anything you didn't like?
Yeah, but surprisingly, those are the things that people are freaking out over that they want.
Right? Because everyone has a different style. Things that, you know, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that someone else won't. So give everything a chance. Act like everything you have is the best thing ever, and they'll love it. don't, you have to really give it a long time before you decide that something is not selling. So if you've had it for 2 weeks, it doesn't mean it's not selling. If you've had it for 2 months, that's not selling. A lot of us are selling pieces that we've had, for a year or more. And it's kind of nice because it could be like the worst party ever, but you sell that, piece that you've had for a year and you can like do it, little victory dance over that. Swapping inventory with other consultants. Sometimes that's a nice thing to do from time to time just to freshen things up, but don't go making a habit of it or seeking things out from other consultants. That can turn out to be a waste of time. And I mentioned this before, but I'm mentioning it again. You need to adhere to our minimum advertised pricing for your online sales. Do not, we really don't suggest allowing customers to message you for any sort of special pricing. We do see some of that out there, and it's not really in line with our policies. And quite frankly, it's, a big nuisance to you to, be keeping track of that for people. And it devalues our brand. There's no reason to make people think that they need a discount because there are plenty of people paying full price, plenty of consultants making a lot of profit selling at full price. So you don't need to discount your inventory. In terms of selling, we were founded on the home party basis to be sold in pop-up boutiques. That was, kind of what the, vision that the founders had in mind. Obviously, we've broken into the social media and online selling presence. And that's okay, given certain guidelines that we'd ask you to follow. So in terms of in-person selling, you cannot sell in a storefront like any, commercial retail or service location. So you can't have your inventory like up for sale all of the time. Similarly, we don't suggest keeping your inventory available on Facebook at all times. So we suggest doing, pop-up sales, flash sales on Facebook. This really creates a sense of urgency for your customers. And if you leave stuff up all the time, they are going to start to realize what is old and what is new. And if you repost it all, together, they forget. You cannot sell via sites like eBay, Etsy. There's other things out there, Poshmark, Soldsy. To be honest, I don't even know what a lot of these things are, except that they involve, other outside apps and, selling clothes via a shopping cart other than our Audrey system. So, you need to avoid all of that and just, stay true to the pop-up style of selling. And you cannot create your own e-commerce site or website. So again, sticking to the live pop-ups and the Facebook flash sales. We like to, spread the Lula love in everything that we do. So just remembering that we are all a team. Everyone's success is, shared. So, for all of us, your success is my success and vice versa. A lot of people are asking about saturation. Are there customers for everybody? Yes, there are. And, the more consultants there are, the more people are wearing LuLaRoe. It's better for all of us because people are aware of the brand and they want more. Deanne and Mark are our founders, and I truly hope that you all will be lucky enough to get to meet them at an upcoming training. They are amazing, wonderful, kind and generous people. And once you get to know them, I think about them and what they've created and envisioned for this business and consider them my role models. And I think that is a lot of what drives success too. And also just being generous. It's something that Deanne and Mark really encourage. And those of us who do it, will tell you that it brings, great revenue to your business. It brings those repeat customers back. So, that means, doing those giveaways every so often on your Facebook group, not just add 10 people and be entered to win free leggings, but giving away free leggings to make someone's day, carrying around leggings, and giving to someone that you think will love them. At the last training I was at, Deanne gave a long story, which was really about this quote that she, kept saying was see a need and fill it. If you can find people that will love our clothes and love what you do, if you can make someone's day and make them happy, that is just going to come back to you tenfold. I call this last segment How to Be Awesome. You're all awesome because you're joining us, of course. One of my teammates, Heather, posted this the other day. Your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card. How you leave others feeling after an experience with you becomes your trademark. So we can give you all the tips and organizational tools and all of that. But remember that, you know, it goes back to people don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. They're going to shop with you because they like you. So, you know, being that positive influence on social media and, you know, getting to know your customers and, you know, making them feel special and beautiful. Lastly, or almost lastly, there's one more important slide after this. I had a bunch of my team members, you know, throw out some ideas, you know, things that they wish they knew or things that they would tell other consultants starting out. I know that you may not be able to see all of these, so I'm just going to read a few of them. And again, these slides will be available to you once you decide to onboard. So Jennifer Friedman said to talk to everyone, compliment people, wear LuLaRoe every day. Brandy Dorman says to do something for your business every single day. Kimberly Bingham, don't adopt a victim mentality, choose to take challenges and turn them into something good. Don't feel bad about not letting random people message you to see if you can find something or have something for them. So yeah, I really like that one. I think you'll find once you are a consultant that you are not a unicorn hunter. And Diana says, be generous, share the LuLaRoe love and be someone's lollipop moment and make them feel beautiful. Oh, and Jennifer Galbraith says, develop your own style. This is really important to not fall into the comparison trap. Realize that, you know, you guys are watching a lot of people that have been doing this for a while, and, you know, everyone out there has put in the work and developed their own style, and that's what, you know, has driven their success. So the last slide, pardon the, there's a little bit of potty language in here, but this is one that they've been posted over and over again in LuLaRoe Facebook groups. The women I love and admire for their strength and grace did not get that way because shit worked out. They got that way because shit went wrong and they handled it. They handled it in 1,000 different ways on 1,000 different days, but they handled it, and those women are my superheroes. When I look up to my mentor and her mentor and, you know, the women above them and their founder and the founder of our company, you know, this is just an important reminder that success does not happen overnight. The people who you have watched become successful consultants and have inspired you to do this, we've all worked really, really hard. And, you know, just to remember that, you know, while we can provide you with a lot of the tools, you know, things don't happen just out of luck for people. We are not all lucky. We've worked and you know, we figured things out along the way. We've changed the way we do things, and that's okay too. So there's a long path ahead, but another one I love, and I'll just, you know, sort of end this with, is everything is figure outable. So yeah, Jess, do you want to add anything else, or?
No, I love everything that you said, and that whole checklist that you gave at the beginning is perfect. It pretty much covers everything that I had, you know, that I did in preparation. But yeah, I guess just stay positive and don't worry about when your shipment's going to come. That's the biggest thing, because that's going to stress you out. Just keep focusing on all the things you need to do before your shipment comes, and then you will be super confident and prepared, and you will have a blast.
Yes. All right. Awesome. We're so excited for all you guys. And, you know, just, again, stay patient through this onboarding process, and, you know, keep in touch with your sponsor, talk to your sponsor, and I'm sure we can find more and more things for you to do. And yeah, it's going to happen, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.